Welcome to your May 4th Monday Power Hour meeting with Katelyn, Carly, and Clare Fulton. And we are not nerdy enough to celebrate today's heritage, but Clare is. What's today?
May 4th.
Which is?
May 4th be with you.
May the 4th
be with you. None of us are into
It's better than 2 weeks ago.
No, I actually.
What do you mean? We got a lot of hits on that
2
one.
weeks ago, we got more impressions than whatever we just did now was going to get. So,
Mostly confusion.
yeah.
No, with the
Some people still don't know what it's for.
No.
The people that celebrate, no.
April 20th.
See? Got more laughs, more reaction. How were open houses this past weekend? And I think I printed my list and forgot to bring it. Did I bring it?
And Vern?
Nope. It's sitting on my printer because I was going to call people out, so now I have to memorize it.
Chad T had one.
He posted in the group, right?
So, sorry.
What did he say?
He did one for someone in Pickering Townhouse. I think it was Dima's. Great turnout, 12 groups. Listing is priced for an offer date. I don't remember the exact price. I think it was William Jackson at $499.
Okay.
You know that one? Okay.
I know.
$499 William Jackson, which is
Adam Elias?
no, it was Dima's.
Okay.
And Chad T hosted.
I wonder how Adam's offer night did. Do you know?
He had 17 offers.
17 offers. So that was on a $499.
So if you guys have a condo townhome, I would suggest doing the list low strategy.
More like above 600.
Did they sell it?
They sold it.
Confirm or conditional?
I think so.
It is firm.
What did he get on it?
650 units.
So that's a good price.
And that's what they wanted? Okay.
But the seller got what they wanted.
Okay.
It's good. It's interesting because I had one on the same plaza, listed the same price, but like not the same product, and he did much better.
What was different about yours?
He had more bedrooms, more parking spots, more square footage, just overall
17
better.
offered, so really,
yeah.
a lot to manage. That's good.
So that particular one there that Adam was doing, it was interesting. How many? 17 offers, right?
$499 price.
And he listed it at $499. It ended up selling for $650, which is the market value. But he had both the offers at less than $499.
I didn't know that part.
That's some wishful thinking.
Yeah, he
Man.
had some agent that showed the property 3 times and then phoned him up and says, "So you got an offer? Yeah, I got a couple offers. Are they over asking? Yeah, the 2 over asking. Oh." So the agent truthfully thought that they could get it for less than $499.
Guys, like that's aren't.
Was the agent a brand new agent?
I didn't ask. I didn't know details. I'm just saying that somehow
Doesn't even matter. An experienced agent would do it too.
somehow the buyers are telling the agents what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm not sure whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not sure whether you're order takers or not, right?
That's an order taker.
And then we had one there that agent here had there he's trying to get like 5.25, 510 or something for an apartment up there, and the offer came in at 423. And then the question was, what comparables did you use? To the buyer's agent. The buyer's agent's comparables were that's what the buyer wanted.
That's what they can afford. That's their approval.
That's what they could afford. So it's interesting, right?
It's happening a
But
lot.
it goes back to the other side. You got a buyer that doesn't want to compete with multiple offers. There's 17 offers. Would you say 5 of them were over asking and the rest were not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're saying that they're competing against other offers and your buyer doesn't want to compete, you're not competing with half the offers are not real, right? As a buyer's agent, I'll tell you right now, if your buying agent keeps on losing at 423 and the property's worth 500, 423, and another one 423, 420, eventually the buyer is going to say that you're not a very good agent. I keep on losing.
Yep.
So even though you think you're doing a favor for your buyer client, thinking that you're trying to service him, doing all these offers and never going to go through, eventually they get mad at you and they blame you for not going through. So you have to have some idea what's going on with the marketplace when you put offers in, right?
You have to be comfortable telling your clients that's not going to work.
You gotta do a CMA, just like a listing. Do a CMA for your seller, do a CMA for your buyer. You gotta tell them what the values are.
Yeah.
Right.
Eventually they learn, but you're right. Some people get fired for it.
Well, yeah, I've seen lots of agents, and that's why you have to have your BRA sign, right? So.
Same with listing agents. They get fired too for not bringing the price.
That's interesting, but it also tells you there's 17 buyers out there. Right?
Yeah.
There's lots of buyers out there, but they're not paying the price the sellers want.
So 17 buyers with a budget of $400,000.
That'll work for a condo apartment.
And it goes back to what we talked about for advertising. If you're going to be advertising for properties on Marketplace or wherever you're advertising, if you can find stuff that's in the 450, 400 range, 500,000 south range, I mean, you're gonna get activity on those.
Yep. True.
Less.
Santa Claus open house at Redwood. You and Mo is both branded, or both days, or one day?
Yeah, we actually needed two.
Needed two people. It's two or three separate units, right?
It's two separate.
Oh,
units.
really? Was it busy?
We had 9 groups on Saturday. And
9
like
Saturday.
7 yesterday.
7 Sunday.
Why did you need 2? Because there was 2 units.
Yeah, just the way the house is set up. Everyone said it was like a maze, and so like there's a lot of space. It's just.
You've had it for a week now?
Yeah, less than a week.
No offer date?
We're doing offers.
Not it. Why'd you go quiet?
Yeah.
$17
17 offer coming.
Are you expecting a lot of offers?
No.
Okay.
What's the feedback been on?
Feedback. House is really interesting. There's a lot of space. There's just a lot of work. I think we got 2 leads out of it. I don't think we're gonna both at this one, but
Okay.
I think we built a connection with 2 of them.
That's the point. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I don't think the open house is to actually sell the house. It's to get other part.
Yeah. Yeah. All good.
Rashid Group is back at it again.
The Rashid group.
Any other open houses? Yasmin, did you hear from Yasmin? Aiden?
Yasmin had one?
Mm-hmm.
Where's hers? I think
Ajax?
Bowls.
Ajax Sanjay? Ajax?
Yasmin's been good with Bowls, actually. She had one listing there that did really well, which led into her getting another listing on the street and potentially 2 more, actually. So I don't know if she was doing it on purpose, but that's, I guess, the guerrilla farming method that Claire talks about as well. So she was even an agent who's going through personal things is asking her to maybe represent her on the sale of their home on that street as well. So I think when you do really well on one house, sometimes that can lead into an opportunity on the street as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good.
Except that one's not selling as quick as the first one.
Is priced differently or?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's good. Anyone else online open houses or no?
Chad T said he did one too. He said it was good.
Yeah. That was the Pickering.
That was the
one, right?
Pickering one, yeah.
That's good.
That was another 499 condo townhome.
So anybody drive around town? Did you notice a lot of open house signs, or not that many this weekend?
I didn't notice a ton actually.
But the weather was kind of off, but nobody plans for the weather when they're booking open houses.
Yeah.
Yesterday's weather was good.
But I say, you book an open house during the week, you don't know what the weekend's going to bring you, right? So I'm just curious how many signs were out there. So okay.
Michael say anything when there's open houses? Running a couple weekends? No.
Nope. I know, yeah, Michael's been doing one on the 3 million plus range, but he's been getting actual people coming in, even though it's been on the market for a little while. He gets at least 1 or 2 come through.
Cool. All right. Do you want to talk about the meeting then?
Sure. I'm just going to recap on the 12 o'clock session we did just this afternoon. I posted, did any of you guys watch it last week too, the listing presentations that REM Magazine hosted? Did you like it?
Yeah.
I did too. That's why I did it. I played it again today for those that couldn't watch it. REM Magazine's been hosting a lot of webinars lately with agents that are hosting them. So I thought this one was going to be good. It was just interviewing 3 different agents I think one was Calgary and 2 of them were Toronto, and just kind of figuring out what everyone's doing right now when they're doing listing presentations. And each of them had really good tips and tricks that I thought that you guys would pull away that you guys could do in your own. So I don't know if I sent the recording out, but it's in the WhatsApp group if you guys want to rewatch it, because I had to cut it off today a little bit. But they were interviewing 3 agents, and they really just talked about the steps of the presentation and went through some questions that I think a lot of agents ask us all the time. So I thought it was cool to hear just what other agents are up to, because I think the listing presentation honestly changes every year now. So they were talking about what they do before they walk in the door. So like when you get that appointment, and then before you go to the appointment, they each have different things that they do before they go. So one agent actually says that he speaks to the clients 3 to 4 times before the in-person appointment, whether he's just texting them for like, hey, have you done any updates? Hey, what size is this? Or like just like random little questions just to build that rapport, so that by the time he gets in front of them to the house, he already has like a little bit of a texting relationship with them. So that's how he does it to build the rapport, so that when he comes, it's a little bit easier of an appointment than just, hey, I'll see you next week, no touch points, and then they just show up. So he's kind of building that rapport in between it. Another agent, what he does before the appointment, he actually sends a seller questionnaire that qualifies the motivation of the client. So he sends them a link. We've done this too on a Google Sheet or a Google Forms type of way. His is actually a lot fancier. He uses a program called Typeform. So before he goes to the appointment, his assistant sends out this questionnaire to the sellers that just says probably what updates have you done? When did you last buy this? How old's the furnace, AC? Do you rent them? All the typical questions you would probably ask. But what I thought was interesting about his form was at the end of it, he writes, what's your favorite restaurant and things that they enjoy. So he takes that information, their favorite restaurant, and then when they firm up or they close the transaction, then he sends them a gift card to their favorite restaurant or whatever they mentioned in that questionnaire as well. So these are things that helps him close it. And he says not everyone fills out the form, but the people that do fill out the form before, he actually usually has a guaranteed close rate with these people. So he can kind of tell who's actually serious about selling their home before he even gets in front of them based on if they filled out that form or not. Plus it helps him when he gets to the door, he's got all this information on the property so he can give him a better home evaluation. He also made a tip that he never schedules more than 1 week out. The longer that you have that appointment time, so if you book a listing appointment in 2 weeks, it gives them a longer period of time to think about it and then back out. So he tries to book that listing appointment within a week. That way there's a higher or lower chance of them canceling on him. Another agent, what she does, which is interesting too, I think we do this too, but she sends a digital flip book. So the buyer guide or seller guides that you guys are supposed to be using? I talk about them all the time. Us sisters have it too. So hopefully you guys have some sort of seller's guide. And what they do is there's a program on Canva called Flipbook, and you can actually send them the digital copy of this and copy and paste the link. So before her appointment, she sends them a link of her guide. What she used to do actually was funny. She used to show up with the hardcover book. Then she switched it to a courier delivered package in a fancy box, which we've all seen, a listing presentation box that stands out. But she said that no one would ever open it. And then she spent hundreds of dollars on these fancy listing packages that the sellers just didn't appreciate. So in order to cut back costs and things that they didn't care, then she switched it over to digital, sends her listing package in the digital form before. That way, if they don't use it, she doesn't care, but at least they have it and it's saving her time and money as well. So interesting fact, because we're always talking about how to stand out, and we've seen these listing boxes and packages and we're always oh man, should we be doing that? But then hearing from someone that says they did do it and the sellers don't appreciate it as much as we probably do, I thought that was really cool. And then when she sends it on the listing in the email, she can actually track how many times the email's opened as well. So she can see if the sellers are opening it as well. But that's just kind of something that she's doing before the appointment. So those are all really cool things. We're always talking about doing pre-listing packages or doing something before the appointment. So I thought those 3 ideas were really cool. What they bring and what they actually use. So we've always talked about doing PowerPoint presentations over the past or having some sort of digital presentation. All of these people said they rarely ever open it. And I think that's an agreed upon thing amongst the group of people here as well, where we have a presentation, rarely do we ever open it. So Tom says that he brings 2 physical booklets printed with binding, so something like this, and then he leaves the book behind. I actually started creating packages for you guys downstairs when you go on listing presentations now and buyer presentations that has a pre-printed book. It's in a nice folder. It has the contracts in there. It has your script on there, and it has a market stats 1-pager. So I kind of went ahead and did that, but that's pretty much what this guy's doing as well. Just to give you guys an idea, I know I charged $25 for it. This book alone is $20. These things are not cheap. So that's why inside those books, it's a nice fancy book. What I see a lot of the times, agents will go on a last minute appointment and they'll go to the office and print a colored buyer's guide on our printers here, which is great. But when you're going up against an agent that's rolling up with a magazine, all of a sudden you've kind of lost your value. So I think it is important, whether you're using our guides or your own, you should have them printed. They are $20 each, but this comes off as more professional than I think a stapled little book like this.
And
Do
where
we
do they grab
agree?
them from? Kennedy office?
Yeah, you just have to email Fulton front desk and the girls will have them ready. It has to be during the week though. I know unless you're coming to Kennedy, they're here on the weekends, but if you guys are in Ajax, Laura's only Monday to Friday. So I had a couple people reach out for folders this weekend, but they're locked up at the Ajax office. So if you're trying to go on the weekend, you can come here or Ajax Monday to Friday. What else do they? Tamara brings a booklet. And then one guy brings a laptop and a listing package. So they're all very different. In the first 5 minutes, all 3 of them, which is funny because we kind of we flip-flop between what you should do when you actually open the door. All 3 of them start with a house tour. And I think we started doing this too. We used to go to the kitchen table, ask a few questions, then do the tour. These guys all start with the tour. They don't sit down first. So this gives them a chance to kind of go through the home, ask questions, build rapport, give compliments, all of that. And then by the time that you sit down, they're already kind of warm with you already. And then you go sit at the kitchen table. One of the agents even says she goes as far as researching them on social media and LinkedIn, finding out what the name of the dog is, see if the wife ran a half marathon, what the kids' names are. So when she shows up, she's got a little bit of research on the clients. I don't know if it's creepy or not, but I think it's a good idea if you're trying to build rapport with them, do a little Google search of them before. And then when she's doing the tour, she's pointing out things such as the floors, if they're hardwood or engineered hardwood, noticing little details. You can ask about the age of different items. So you're pointing out things and asking questions that you know you're going to be putting on your listing agreement probably or on the data form.
And don't waste time just like walking around
Yeah,
talking to them. Like actually
ask
write
questions.
down the stuff or use AI, use a voice, use something to collect that information because you're going to need that information for the listing.
And have it in your notes because you're not. The last thing you want to do is go through the tour and then when you have the listing live and an agent says, "Hey, what's the age of the roof?" and you're texting your client, be like, "What's the age of the roof?" Like we should be doing these things at the presentation so that we've got our own little list of things that you can pass off. And I always love when listings have a 1-page list of the age of everything and then they just send it over to you. It's so much easier than trying to figure all that out. None of them sit at or a lot of them said that they avoid sitting at a couch. I think have you guys done listing appointments at a couch before?
It's really hard.
It's the worst.
And I
The
noticed
dog's all over you, the kids are there, no one's paying attention.
Too, there isn't a lot of like sitting areas like there used to be like to sit at a kitchen table. Like it is always a living room with a couch and a coffee table.
For an island or something, but try your best. If there is a kitchen table, always go to the kitchen table. Your eye contact with them, you can spread out. When you're on a couch, it's a whole awkward situation. Something I've been teaching you guys, we did a mastermind a few weeks ago or a month ago talking about the presentation. Stop talking about ourselves so much. I know we're taught to say like why you should hire me, why my brokerage, but all 3 of them even shifted throughout their entire careers from opening up about themselves to we're talking more and asking questions to the client. So don't start off by talking about yourself. Start off by asking the clients questions about them, and then you can dabble yourself in there as well. But try to ask them more and get them warmed up before you start doing a pitch to them. That way they're going to get themselves up. What else? There's so much.
But before they, rather than getting into themselves, do they send pre-listing packages?
Claire.
No?
I just told you what they done.
They don't. Huh?
Claire. One does a digital flip book.
That's right. I know.
One does a questionnaire, and one does
But I just want. But you.
That is the pre-list.
But do you guys send pre-listing packages before you have your appointment?
No one's sending anything.
I just want to emphasize that, right? So. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I know. You guys should be set. You guys have no reason not to send stuff, I guess. But these are also like, I don't know. These are great tips. Tom structures his entire presentation how we were kind of taught, where he starts the conversation saying, you guys are going to have 5 questions. I'm going to go over all of them. You're going to want to know why you should hire me, what's happening in the market, what are you going to do to sell my house, and what is my property worth, and what do I charge? And I'm going to answer all those questions before we leave here. So then they're not like interrupting you when you're trying to speak and they're asking you questions that like, it's not your flow of how you want to answer the question. So he sets it up that we're going to talk about all these things and then they'll have questions at the end. But hopefully with those 5 questions, he's answered it. It settles them. He even goes as far as saying, I'm not going to ask you to sign anything unless you're absolutely ready. And then that also might relax the sellers when they're at the kitchen table as well. So they're not feeling like, okay, I have to sign something like today. So it just gets them to relax a bit. How they handle the commission question. In the first call, they usually always ask you, what's your commission? They always deflect, but not rudely. But they always say that it's the last thing that they discuss at their appointments. They all have different ways on how they actually defend their commissions. Tamara uses her team's performance. So she'll go over how on average, she'll sell a house for $12,000 more in the seller's pocket. So when they're complaining about dropping a commission, which may be like $3,000, she'll say at the end of the day with me, you're going to net more. So yes, I charge more, but I also am going to make you more at the end of the day. So you might save $3,000 in commission, but I'm going to make you $12,000 more by paying more commission. So that's how she kind of pivots when she does it. I thought that was a good one. And then the stats that they bring, they each had different stats that they like to talk about. And Tom talks about months of inventory, and he breaks it down to specific type and neighborhood, and talks about how only 8% of homes in their area is selling each month. And then he's going to talk about how they can be that 8%. So he's always talking about the months of inventory. Tamara, I think she's in Calgary. She uses the absorption rate for the same reason. And then Brandon takes on a pricing stat. So he actually goes to the appointment, gives them their pricing, but then he also will tell them that if the client's price is 3% above what the market will bear, they're already in trouble before the sign goes up. So he actually has a conversation with them ahead of time to say, hey, if we don't see any action in the first 7 days, then we're going to be dropping the price to this. So that he gets them on the same page that we'll try your price, but we're also going to have a conversation every 10 days or every 15 days if we're going to do a drop. So then it's not coming out of nowhere. You're not guaranteeing a price for them. The other question, which we've talked about, is 1 appointment or 2. Do any of you guys do you guys ever do two-part appointments, or do you guys always do 1? 1?
We do one and a follow-up.
Ours is typically 1, but there's times when you're going to go into a house and maybe it turns out to be better or worse than what you were expecting to go in. Like maybe there is a lot of comparables, but we've gone into appointments where you go in there and you're like, oh, actually, like your house is a lot better than I thought it was. And then you're like, I actually need to go back and do a little bit more research, to be honest. Or it might be a unique house or something like that. So you may do your full pitch, say, hey, I'm actually going to do research. And then these guys all do it. 2 of these agents do 2-part process, but they're giving the CMA within 24 hours. They're not making the client wait like a whole week before they present what the price is. But sometimes they go in, they don't know the exact price, but they want to go get their research. They got their photos. They know exactly what the house looks like. And then they do a Zoom call actually to go over what they think the house is worth. One of the agents, he just does it in 1 step. So he gives the price, marketing, everything all in 1 step. There's no right or wrong answer, but if you are an appointment and you genuinely do not know the price of the home when you're sitting there, like condos should be easy. Price per square foot, that should be straightforward. But if you do have a unique house, which we saw, we were in a neighborhood in Ajax where that exact style, like everyone sells for 1.2. But then when we saw their house, they were like, their renovations and the way they had this house set up was more of like a $1.4 million house. So we were like, we had to go back and do some research. They didn't love that. Mm-hmm. They wanted us to give them a number on the spot. But sometimes if you don't know it, be comfortable saying, hey, let me just go back and check. I actually want to make sure that this price is correct. Have you seen that too, Claire, or no?
I was going to say, one of the girls there, Tamara says that she does all her appointments are 2 in 1. And we used to call it back in the old days, C21 2, and we used to call it the 2 in 1 listing appointment.
Yeah.
We used to always be 2 to 1. You always showed up, and remember that, Elio, we used to do that? Jenny Cook used to do it was all two appointments. So they'd show up for the first appointment was talk about herself and brag book and all the stuff. And then the second appointment would be the CMA.
Yeah. So I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I think it just depends. It depends on the house. If you're really confident, some agents just aren't confident in giving a number up front. If you're competing with a bunch of agents, sometimes you want to know what that other agent told you, but it doesn't matter which one, but sometimes you might have to do 2 appointments.
I would really share that also because I just asked if they had their name innovation late today, right? So that can get like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be getting upgrading or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, like sometimes you can get all those answers before you go on the appointment, ask them if they've done the upgrades, but sometimes those upgrades are a lot better than you thought. Like it's more like if you get in and it's a shock, like you're like, oh, I actually think this is way worse than I thought it was going to be or way better. Because sometimes you might walk in and be like, holy crap, like this house is terrible. So I need to readjust the price. So it just depends. Some of the things that don't work, which were interesting lessons, Matterport came up. We talked a lot about Matterport. Remember, like agents love Matterport and we love to click through, especially during the pandemic when we actually wanted to lessen the showings to bring in people. So you would give as much detail on the home as possible. Now in a slower market, you don't want to give that much detail. Matterport's almost too much detail because we want them to actually go to the house. Even too many photos is too much. Sometimes you want to remove some photos out of your listings because you want to encourage them to go, but they all said Matterport Is it sellers like the videos, buyers don't care? So they were talking about all these videos with the agent in it and doing the introductions, which is really cool and stuff, but it's more for yourself and your marketing and the sellers, but the buyers don't actually care about these things. So it just depends on if your seller's like, I want you in that video because this guy said he was, then sure, go do it, but it's not gonna sell the house for more because you're in the video. AI staging, they said it stripped away the authenticity. And one girl even put up spotlights on the signs to illuminate like different features in the home. She stopped doing that because it took too much time and kids would steal them at the showing. So she's spending all this time like doing these little cute little stickers pointing out features, and then kids are taking them. And so she thought these are just lessons that they've learned. One agent lost 4 listings because he was too direct. So he learns that clients actually need to be walked through the process. One agent actually went step by step in their 18-point marketing plan and went through every single point with the sellers, whereas this agent was just too direct. So he's learned that sellers actually do want to be walked through the steps of the process, and that helps. So you do have to walk them through it. That one's meh. But yeah, I think those are it. But those were all like really great points, I think, from experienced agents that are doing a lot of appointments and just different things that they're doing to get the appointment, and then what they're actually doing, because they're like, they understand the importance that once you get that listing appointment, you have to show up. You have to bring on your best show, because it is, you guys know how hard it is to get a listing appointment. And what agents will do is it took them 6 months to get a listing appointment, and then they show up all lazy with their little rinky-dinky like buyer's guide, and then they like are sad when they didn't get the listing. So make sure when you guys are going into these things, we're going in fully ready to win that listing. 'Cause a lot of the time you're getting interviewed against a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true.
But those are our points.
Good advice.
Does anyone else have any points they want to share? The zipper for your jacket?
No, the funny story.
Like a winter coat?
Actually, I had to step out of.
Oh god.
At a listing appointment. But it created some
Honestly,
nice
that might have created
rapport,
a funny moment to remember. Did you get the listing? Oh.
I don't think it was
I
because
feel
of
like
that,
it might
though.
not have been that, but hey.
Maybe your mental game, though, shifted because of this coat.
You didn't like a jacket?
Probably won't.
That's so funny.
So Tom Story was talking about how he lost 4 listings in a row, and he said that he was, what did he say? He was too direct. He went in and he knew it all. He's telling his client what to do and how to do and when to do, blah, blah, blah. He didn't understand that it's a dancing game, right?
Yeah.
I remember a story. Tom Hopkins is a trainer that used to, you guys probably don't remember. Tom Hopkins is an old trainer. And I remember a story he told me once that that he did a perfect presentation and it was wonderful and it did outstanding rapport, the whole works. Phoned the client back the next day and said, what happened is I decided to go with somebody else. He said, I thought our presentation was good. What is it that they're doing that we're not? They said, well, the guy's going to put it on MLS and it's going to show it to all the other agents in town.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Because he explained it.
Because they don't know anything about MLS. They don't know anything about cooperating with other brokers. So he's assuming, Tom's assuming that the client knows what's going on. So sometimes you forget that your clients don't, simple thing like MLS.
And I think like to that point, what a lot of these guys did. So when Tom started to lose 4 in a row, he's like, what the heck's like Tom's a good agent. I don't know if you guys know him in Toronto. But he's like, when I lost 4 in a row, what he did, instead of being mad at it and continuing to do the same thing, he readjusted. He's like, okay, what did I miss? What am I not doing? And now he's probably changed the structure of how he does a listing appointment. So he's not failing and then like continuing to do it. He's failing and then fixing those things. Like he's reflecting on, why did I lose the listing? So sometimes you lose the listing because you dropped your commission, or maybe you didn't drop your commission, or another agent said it was too high. So then you learn, okay, next time ask what other agents gave you, or see if the sellers have a magic number in their brain they're trying to get. So you start to learn little tweaks, and sometimes the sellers won't tell you why they didn't choose you, but sometimes they will. Mm-hmm. But if they tell you, then it's important to like tweak your presentation. They might have said you talk too much. Like remember that one guy said he had a guy that talked about stats nonstop, and this guy is not a guy that cares about stats. So watch your audience as well. Like don't keep doing the same presentation every single time. Adjust it to the person you're talking to.
So I remember also, I don't know if you like these stories or not, but I remember also Andrew Ilke. Remember Andrew Ilke, going back 100 years as well. Andrew Ilke was your very, very left-brained, matter-of-fact person. So very accountant, very engineered, very blah, 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 right? And he would take a listing, and the client would say to him, well, how come you pick me over somebody else? He says, well, the other person wanted to talk about their pets and their dogs and their kids and their vacations, and you want to talk about business. So you have to understand, remember MLP, they used to teach MLP, what's your audience? Who's your audience?
Yeah.
Are you dealing with an engineer? Are you dealing with an accountant type person? Or are you dealing with somebody that's fluffy? So you got to understand.
You can tell.
You got to understand, and you go fluffy if you have to be fluffy. You go engineer if you have to be engineer. So you got to read your audience too.
Sometimes you can tell just by like the way your clients are dressed. I know that sounds bad, but sometimes you'll have people that like will dress up for you to come to their home, or they'll have their house immaculate and clean and decluttered, and like these people care about the presentation. And then you might get a guy that just shows up in a hoodie and he's wearing his slippers and house is a mess. Like that guy's not going to sit down and talk about market stats with you and like all this. Like you really have to judge. And there might be a screaming baby. Like you'll go in and there's a mom breastfeeding and the kids are screaming. You don't just sit there and continue on with your presentation. Like get out. Like the mom is busy. Like it's really hard. So you have to kind of adjust.
100 years ago, I bought life insurance off this fellow here. He's still a client. Pete knows who I'm talking about, life insurance guy. He wanted to talk and talk and talk. Finally, my wife went to bed. And the guy's still talking to me. All I wanted to do is, what does it cost? Where do I sign? That's all. That would have been done in 5 minutes.
Yeah, if the wife goes to bed, like get out. You're talking too much.
It's too much.
But you can tell. It's very obvious.
But you know what I'm talking about?
That's not a
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
That's good.
All right. So those are your listing presentation tips.
I thought it was a good session. It's online. It's on REM Magazine. You can do it. I think you sent it as well. That was a very good session. So.
Yeah, me too. That's why we played it twice this week. Stats.
Stats. Okay. April. I don't have the current one.
I think you just didn't change the heading. Oh, here, I have it. Here. This is yours, current.
Or you just didn't change it. Okay. All right. So April
I have
30th.
different numbers, though.
Yeah, this number. Okay.
You have last week.
So we've got 25,000 active listings. I'm not sure what's going to be in the month. I did this last night, so I'm sure we added some more listings in the last couple of days, but there's 25,000 active listings, 11,000 condos, 14,000 freeholds, vacants about 33%, sales about 5,700. So sales would be about 5% ahead of last April, but it's still, it's still about 5,800. So it's still, what's 6,000 times 12? 72,000. So it's still not at the peak. It's not 63,000, but it's not 100,000 either. So it's starting to creep up a little bit here. Sales over 101%. Sales over asking, 20% of them, 24%. I read another article. I don't know if I have time to read it or not, but I read another article that somebody else did it, more research than I do. I'm saying it's 20% of the property sold for over asking. This guy did the same stat, but what he did is he took the original list price. So original list price, relist price. I'm taking the last list price.
Yeah.
He went with the original list price, and
Like
he
zero.
said only 8% of the properties
Yeah.
are selling. So that was curious how he did that.
Selling above asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
193 deals per day. Months of inventory, I think was going to be about 5.4 months of inventory for condos, 4.3 overall, 3.8% or 3.8 months of inventory for freeholds. So that's actually come down.
That's good. Well,
So it's below 4. Has anybody noticed that? Anybody notice a little more activity with the not condos but the low rise?
freehold?
A little more activity, no? You guys don't notice that? Okay. Market watch last year, April was 56, so actually we're more than April last year. Leases are up 17%. Sorry, leases are up, take that back. There's 16,000 active listings. What did I say? 25,000 properties for sales, only 16,000 listings. But we sold 5,700 sales with 25,000 active listings. On the leases, we did 11,000 leases with 16,000 active leases. So the lease market has completely changed. That's why the whole market's changed. People have gone to leasing, don't know why.
Yeah.
Leases are up 7% from last year. Even the condos are up 5% from last year, and freeholds are up 13% from last year. And from March, they're actually up 4%. So the market we're getting a bit of a spring market. It's not a boom spring market, but we're starting to see some
Positivity.
some positive things, right? So that's good news.
But it is on the rental side, like you said, right?
Rental side's just gone crazy. I don't know why.
What are you guys seeing are you seeing rental prices coming down as well? Trying to find my rental article.
More affordable?
Yeah. And I think just with the surge of inventory, I don't know where I'm trying to find my article, but yeah, like they're saying that now with all the inventory coming, all the pre-construction that's sold is coming to completion, vacancy rates are way up now. So last year vacancy rate was about 3.6%, and today it's sitting at about 5.4%, which means there's a lot more availability and things are sitting. And then you read the counter argument that all the pre-construction now is turning into purpose-built rentals. I just still think there's going to be an oversupply of rentals one day in the future. Like we're already sitting at 5% vacancy rate. Don't you think we're going to have too many rentals, or is everyone just going to rent for the foreseeable future and everyone's going to have somewhere to go? I don't know. It's interesting. But rents are going down all over, and I am reading more and more that landlords have to offer incentives to rent their property to good tenants. So if you're somebody that's got a listing that's sitting, your price is probably too high, but also to get that good quality tenant, people are doing 2 months free, some internet free, tons of incentives. It's not just the price too. So I think if you got something sitting, you've got to offer some incentives to get it to move. Are you guys seeing the same thing as well? Do you have landlords that are asking you what to do? I heard about one today. There's someone that's trying to lease something for like $3,700, but they're only cooperating $500 and $1,000. So that's just not going to fly in this market unless they're going to do it themselves on Marketplace, right? I'm also hearing, we talked a little bit last week, maybe looking at your leasing fees when you're taking on a listing. I know of an agent that now charges 1.5 months rent just for their side. And they will also pay for the single key, and they'll do all the vetting, and they'll pay for stuff like that. But they are buffering their listing side with charging a tiny bit more, right? And that's a good client.
Even on the tenant side.
Is to show their worth, right? Of what they're going to do to secure you a good tenant.
Yeah. Tenant side, you can maybe charge $250 for showings or something. I don't know.
In the U.S., like in New York, the rental market's hot too, right? People are always looking for rentals in New York. The tenant pays the commission to the agent to find them a good unit. It's very different, right? Because it's highly competitive over there, so they want to hire a good agent. And they pay a good amount of money to have a good agent secure them a rental. It's a different market than us in Toronto, but it's like we're going towards that way, right?
Yeah.
I asked somebody here, why do we charge 1 month's rent? It's because we were told to. So now we're telling you something different.
Now we charge a month and a half.
Inflation went up.
Because you only get half month's rent. You're not getting a month rent. You only get half. So
yeah, same argument. You still have to share it with the government and share it with the brokerage and share, right? So why not give yourself a raise? I saw a presentation title a couple weeks ago. The title was "Give Yourself a Raise." We don't work in corporate environments where we have to go ask somebody. You have to give it to yourself. You've got to ask your clients.
So 5% vacancy rate seems to be pretty high. I remember it being like 1.8 or less than 1% not too long ago.
Yeah.
And this is only in the GTA area as well. So it used to be 3.6. It's going up, and that's because of lower immigration, more supply coming down the pipeline. They're predicting 3,600 units starting construction even. So that's all going to come to fruition. About 8,900 are expected to be delivered over the next year. It's a ton of units, and especially in a market where people don't necessarily want to rent condos either. Right? And I still can't, if you are going to do leasing in this market, that's going to be part of your strategy, part of your pillar. Please have a good CRM to nurture your tenants and to let them know that you're not just a leasing agent and you service both sides, and you have to keep in touch with them because they may buy or do something one day. I think the leasing is paying your bills right now. It's a good thing, but it's the real work will come when they start to buy or sell with you one day. That's for your investor clients too, right? You might be helping them getting tenants right now, but maybe they'll want to cash out and sell one day if the market continues like this. So keep all those people very close to you.
Good. Tax refund for new homes. Has anybody come across that yet? Has anybody talked about that, or anybody?
We're getting lots of questions.
Any clients come to you?
I only know one agent over here, Sandeep, every weekend is going to sales centers and he's trying to figure out the inventory. You've got clients these are end users that are looking, right? They want something new. They want to spread it out. Have you had success? What's it been like?
In Provision, I visited one project in Whitby.
In Whitby, yeah.
So they said almost 98% sold.
Yeah.
These were the
Yeah.
Which one is that?
This was
Is there Mira?
Mira townhouses.
We're getting a lot of questions about Mira because they have a lot of ads popping
Yeah,
up online.
they had 3 different styles of units starting at $599. I think that was the but then the two lowest sold out. Now they have the highest category available.
No, out of 3, everything was sold almost 90. They said only 3 units are there. You can buy tomorrow, it will be gone.
Yeah.
They are not.
Do you know how
interested
many
in
they
those.
actually released?
Sorry?
Do you know how many units they released total?
Around 30.
Yeah, so when they say 90% sold, because they had a smaller pool, and what they're doing is just testing it, releasing probably a little bit as they go to try to get some activity.
So
going.
that was the second phase.
Second phase, yeah. Okay.
And they are not sure for the third phase when they
Yeah.
are going to launching it.
Are these townhouses like the stacked townhouses, like 2 and 2,
Are they?
like the 2 units and 2 units above?
I see the floor plans flying around there somewhere.
And there's like 2 and 2, and and the top one has a flat roof. Does it have an access to the roof?
In there.
No access to the roof, not for that price.
And the price is excluding the HST.
That's gonna be my next question.
Yeah. So what the price list says, Claire, it has the list of what it is, and then it has the prices exclusive of HST. That's how they're marketing it.
Yeah. So price looks very attractive, very low. But when the time comes for the closing, the buyer has to pay the HST.
And then are they getting it rebated in cash?
They will get the rebate from the government.
Yeah,
Okay, so-
That's the hard part that no one's getting. That's the difficult part because we're
Okay,
getting
so-
a lot of the ads saying, what does it mean exclusive of HST, which I think it's just exclusive of 13%.
Needs to be very clear understanding for that one.
Yeah.
And even the salespeople there, they are telling you everything very quickly. Don't pay attention.
So you still have to pay
understand.
it. You have to
Yes.
have the cash for it up front, but then you get the cash back. That's true?
No. The price will be without HST.
I know, but like, do they have to pay the cash of the HST and then they get a rebate, or it just doesn't exist ever?
No, see what they said. For example, if 600K is the price, if the law passes about the HST, if you are lucky, then you buy.
Oh, if you're
property at
lucky.
600. If there is a 13% HST, buyer has to pay it.
Correct.
But who will
The
pay
law
when
did
the-
pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't pass? I don't know.
I had a client right now. They purchased a new C10. They knocked the price down by 13%. I don't know who the builder is. They knocked down the price.
So the HST's gone.
So these guys are paying commission,
Yeah.
and other builders paying commission. Anybody know?
Yeah, my realtor said he got 1%.
The reason I'm asking is that somebody was going to advertise the 13% HST rebate to the public. I'm wondering what purpose. But if they're going to pay a commission, okay, fine, then there is a purpose. So we weren't quite sure what they were going to do. I wasn't sure. Like most times when you're selling new houses, the taxes is included in the price.
Yeah.
So nothing's really changed. So it's included in the price, even though they say it's extra. It's include the price if you qualify for the rebate. If you don't qualify for the rebate, then you got to pay the rebate yourself.
So, but this is a net price. So HST will be top of this price.
But there would be no HST if the buyer qualifies. All right.
Yeah. But it is very confusing for everyone. Normal people will not understand all these things.
Okay, so let me just put it another way then. That it's no different than it was yesterday because the price includes HST.
Correct. And even here in the very bottom,
Nothing's changed.
very, very small print. So I have a price list here. It
Yeah,
says
I knew
prices
there was a
exclusive
star
of HST. And then it says prices advertised are based on the proposed 2026 enhanced HST rebate or similar program being enacted into law and available to the purchaser. The advertised price reflects the purchase price exclusive of applicable taxes. The purchaser must qualify for and assign the rebate to the vendor on or before closing. So there's a lot of
So it's nothing's
It's
changed.
available.
Nothing's changed.
except that their marketing has changed and the way that they're communicating to the clients, and
Yeah.
they're I guess seeing a lift from that.
No, but some builders showing you two prices, like 740, and then after
Yeah, because of marketing.
bid is 600.
Yeah.
Okay. But only $24,000 you will get it if you don't move. Then of course, then you have to pay.
No, even the $24,000 has to be refunded if you don't move in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole different qualifier.
Anyway, so by doing that, I'm reading here that Toronto New Homes market finally sees a boost in sales.
And they did. They have the stats that show it. They almost doubled in sales from this time last year, but last year was so low
We got the same article. Yeah.
already, right? So they did 385 sales. This is for condos in freehold in GTA. So last March, 385. This March, 948 for 1 month, right? But that's quite low in the number of units. It's 1,000 units total for a month. But yeah, they are seeing a lift. I'm seeing a lift in questions. But how can you reframe the same incentives on the resale side? Like, can you show price reductions on a downward trend and that buying resale could get them a lower price in general? Like, can you reframe the same type of marketing for the resale market in your social media content? Like, how can you stir up the same type of activity that you're seeing on the pre-con side, right? Because that's all they're doing. It's just marketing. And it's working. But we still have 25,000 listings on the market too available for sale as well.
Yeah, so resale, you can say that you don't have to spend any extra money after you get the house, unless otherwise you have a different choice. Curtains are already there. House has in key. You don't have to spend the money for the fence. Otherwise, when you
Fence, driveway.
a lot of things there.
Unknown stuff,
Unknown stuff.
right? That's what I would be talking about,
Or
right?
live in a dirt pile.
Level of appliances, and then you have to change the newer appliances.
Yeah.
A lot of things that you can say, because as an agent, I need the commission right away. I don't want to wait for 2 years.
Oh.
And
Don't tell them that.
Or mercy on the builder.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a reality though for you. 'Cause
That is a reality.
Even if you have a co-op referral agreement, I'm getting this question all the time. But Carly, it says they're going to pay in 90 days. Yeah, I know it says that, but there's nobody here regulating that. I have commissions that we've been chasing for 2 years. Claire had somebody that they flat out said, we're bankrupt, we're not paying. So yeah, it is kind of a concern. Sorry, you should think about that, right? You need to be sure you're working with good builders who are paying, because there are some that are not right now, and that is a thing.
This one's Treasure Hill. Treasure Hill's they're an established company.
Yeah, so that's
you know,
different.
but we've got about 4 or 5 of these little guys, and they're in small towns, unfortunately. St. Catharines, Belleville, Peterborough, small little builders. They've sold these places and they refuse to pay commissions.
Yeah.
But single family homes definitely is performing better. Like they've got the majority of those sales total. Benchmark condo price for a new condo is still over $1 million. It's still very, very high. So I think condos is going to shift to the resale to get through that inventory first before any of the pre-con. But there is some pre-con for the freehold. There is some demand for that. So if you do have clients that are looking, you've got to be super resourceful. These things are not on MLS. You've got to drive around to the sales centers. You've got to knock on their door. You've got to get in front of them and, be very visible to that if you want to get into that business. So it's not as black and white as it is on MLS.
This poor guy here in Belleville, he's complaining because he bought his house in 2024, and they're still selling the same units in the same development. I guess phase 2, phase 3, and they're selling them now 13% cheaper than what he paid for.
Yeah, like that must hurt.
So now he's saying, he's saying I just lost, just lost 13%.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's what there's a petition going around saying the same thing. Like it's kind of.
What about the guys that already bought?
like
and couldn't close?
Yeah, there's also a bad trend right now where agents have bought units for themselves and had to request an extension to close it and had to pay an absorbent amount of money to get the extension. And now they're trying to get their commission, and the builders are delaying their commission. Like they just had to pay money for an extension. Now the builders are just like this naughty.
That was twice.
I have 3 instances where that is happening. These are their own units. So I've had agents threaten now, like, well, I'm going to charge you interest on the commission you owe me every week that goes on. Charge me a crazy fee just to extend it. It's not regulated, that world. It's not the same as your MLS resale regulated real estate world. These are, what did you call it? Unsecured creditor?
You're an unsecured creditor.
Yeah. So
I'm not sitting here complaining about Nortel stocks. Like, why is it not the same?
what?
Like, price is going down.
What agent can do?
Oh, yeah. So the argument is that when your stocks go down, you can't complain that you lost out because your stocks went down, right? So everyone loses. It's the reality of the world.
Except in this case, the buyer closed and paid the builder the money, but they refused to pay commissions.
Yeah, exactly.
If they want to take out the resale market, they should just waive the land transfer tax.
That's what I think.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
I
reading.
mean, they're doing this for new construction. Why not do it for resale?
Yeah, I'm reading some stuff about that. We talked a little bit last week too. Like there's this whole market where people want to downsize and they're happy to give up their 4-bedroom detached house, but they have nowhere to go because the prices laterally are still the same. The options are not there and it's expensive. So they have an emotional factor. They've got to pack up all their memories and blah, blah, blah. So there's that factor. It's stressful. And they have land transfer tax and commissions and all these things added on top of it. The cost to move doesn't make sense. They're going to stay in that 4-bedroom house. They're going to age in place until they physically can't. But if they had incentives, like why not land transfer tax savings for those people trying to downsize or some sort of incentive? I think that would let things move and shift the way it needs to, because the only people benefiting in today's market are your like professionals, middle to high class. They own a freehold right now. They're going to upgrade to another freehold. They're going to take that exact mortgage and port it over to a bigger house. Those people are
guys are doing
benefiting.
well.
They're doing very well.
Like first-time home buyer range to
Anyone
sell.
from a condo trying to buy, anyone with a house trying to get into a new house, they're both stuck. So the only people in the middle are this middle to upper class. The rich are kind of just getting richer right now. So I agree. They should give the same incentives on the other side.
To a senior, they don't have to pay land transfer on
what if it
their
was
final purchase.
78 plus no land transfer tax or something. I don't know. Or if you own your house for 30 plus years, or some sort of renovation credit, because there's a ton of inventory that is crap too. And your buyers will tell you that there's a ton of work needs to be done. No one wants to do the
Some
work.
sort of incentive for the condo sellers or something.
Yeah, something.
Take something off their plate.
Yeah. So the condo or the market in general is a bit of a standstill because of that. But if you need someone to focus on in your CRM, it would be those 40, 50-year-old step-up buyers. Those people are actually taking advantage of the market right now.
That don't live in a condo.
Yeah.
That live in like a tiny freehold, semi-detached home.
Anything like townhouse, semi, that's a move up. So you're looking at your CRM, looking for people to target. Those are the people I'd be talking to right now. And you'd be surprised. Katelyn and I were surprised. I've been surprised 2 or 3 times this past month. People you think that are in their forever home that are never going to move because we spent so much time finding them that house and it was perfect and blah, blah, blah. We got some calls last week from people I thought I would never
We
hear
didn't
from
even
again.
try to follow up because we're like, they're never going to move.
We never did. I thought they're in their forever home. It took us 2 years to get that place. They are never moving. They want to move just because the area's changing or their lifestyle has changed. You never know the reasons for move. So we got shocked 2 or 3 times past 2 weeks. People we never thought would do something who are about to do something. There's also AI I'm learning, and Mo's might have done this, maybe you send too, with that now connect to your CRM. It can predict which people in your CRM are going to be buying and selling this year.
Where does it go based off if they're like on realtor.ca or like?
I think it goes based on when they bought, what their equity was, what their age and lifestyle was. If they were, I think it depends on what notes you added, like if they were newly married maybe, but it predicts apparently with some accuracy. I don't know if you've played around with that, Mo's, yet, or...
There was one in the US.
It's a US based one that I'm thinking of,
I did a demo with them. So it pretty much finds the client's information online.
Okay.
And our privacy laws don't allow
I
that.
see. Okay, so it does go more. I thought it was based on like data.
Have everything. Like in the US, like sign up for something, like all your information's out there.
Okay, so it scrubs like your social media, your Instagram. Okay, wow.
Project, okay, this person is probably going to do this or this person, and it'll rank them.
So apparently I'm reading it's like 72% accurate.
It'd be pretty cool if it was here, but...
That makes sense though. Okay, but think about it if in a non-AI way, logically, are they getting ready to do something? You know,
well, hopefully we're all staying in touch with our CRM.
Watching their social media, seeing what they're doing in their life, right? Yeah.
The worst is if you don't follow up with them, and then when you do, they're like, oh, I actually bought something, or my house sold last week. You're like, got it.
Yeah.
So every conversation with ChatGPT on 3 different vibes right now. Like, going in what I'm seeing. It's actually giving me recommendations of what house I should go build around.
I don't really know how we function without AI. I talked.
Are you using Claude?
I use Claude. I'm over ChatGPT
Because like I've been paying for it and I'm just staying out of it.
Yeah, no.
And it already knows you.
It already knows me. I already have like 2 other clients. I added another one this week. Like I just took their wants and like what we looked at. I'm putting all my emails in there too now so that I can just quickly ask ChatGPT the right info.
Yeah, I do that.
It's part of our daily life, right? But I had 2 stories to share as well. We heard from Christina. She represented a tenant. They moved into a unit. That landlord had professionally cleaned it. It was spotless, and they left them a little treat basket It was little chips.
bowl
and
of
chocolate bar
snacks.
was a bowl of snacks, and I think that was so cute. It really enhanced the
Client
experience.
took a photo, sent it to her.
Sent it to her, so it makes the agent look good. Christina had to do nothing. It was the landlord side that had done it, but I think it just creates such a nice experience, and it's not AI driven. Like a human had to go out and buy the snacks and put them in a bowl and place them in the house, and it created a human experience. And I think today, with as much AI that's coming, human experience is now becoming the unique thing, the commodity, right? So this is our opportunity to add those little touches and make it a human experience, and that's what's going to create, you know, the need to hire you all the time.
I think it comes off nicer when it's coming from the seller or
Yes.
landlord tenant. I don't think
It's not
you can maybe
agents.
recommend it, but it does, especially in a landlord tenant when they're going to be interacting a lot.
Yeah.
If you can start the relationship on that level.
Even
it's so
Senex had a
nice.
client seller sold their townhouse, not with Senex prompting, but they left all the keys on a nice written post-it. This is the garage key, 2 sets, backdoor
So
key,
nice.
all organized in a row with a bottle of wine and a handwritten note. Not agent driven, not marketed by Sanic or the agents, purely seller to client. Created a really nice experience for the buyers moving in, and it just adds a human experience. We can all do that. It just adds elevation to both agents that were participating.
And I replaced their awning pad.
And Sanic went really resourceful and replaced their whole awning, which also, you know, goes towards the
That's nice.
experience too. But I think we can use AI as much as we can. Like it drives my entire life, but there's still so much opportunity to add your human touches in there. So I think that's fun.
Realtor Quest, it's coming what, next month?
Yep, May 13
This
and
month.
14. This month, current month.
If you guys want to get any AI education, I'm sure there's going to be
Oh, yeah.
thousands of people at the booths at Realtor Quest trying to sell AI.
Not even the booth. They actually do like teaching sessions throughout it, which they're not as well advertised as the trade show. But I bet like Ron O'Neill or someone will be doing like an hour seminar in there too, and then you can probably go find the companies that are offering it.
So I'm reading one now. It's called Nova CRM. This is an advertisement in REM magazine. They're the first agent tech AI. How do you pronounce that?
Agentic.
Agentic.
Oh,
I don't know,
like an
man.
agent.
We're trying to make up new words now.
Agent tech.
Agentic
Agent
AI?
tech AI real estate operating system. So apparently they're going to let the first 500 people come in for free. $7,000 savings.
Whoa.
Expensive. And apparently it's going to help you do your CRM. So if you want to do AI CRM, this looks like they're going to try to sell all kinds of stuff like that. But anyways, that's fun.
Yeah, I think my advice for you too when you're looking at AI, first try to get out of ChatGPT because that is becoming older technology now. The challenge is try to learn something new, but don't get overwhelmed. There's literally millions of AI tools right now, but I would pick like 2 to 3 pieces of your business that bother you or that you think you can enhance, and then try to find a tool to solve that problem. Don't try to do everything AI or get overwhelmed with all the options. Maybe pick 1 or 2 things. Like for us, it would be adding a client to our CRM automatically. That would be an easy automation to figure out. Could be transcribing our meetings into text or something, but don't get overwhelmed because there literally is millions, but just try to take little baby steps and pick something that works for your business.
And you have to use it to your advantage too, right? AI.
Yeah,
I was reading about this. There's a company in Toronto or someplace there. They call themselves an AI company in there. I'm thinking, well, what makes them an AI company, not me, an AI company? And looking at their strategy, they have Lone Wolf. So do I.
They have a
They
CRM.
have Broker Bay. So do we.
Yeah.
They have CRMs that have drip campaigns. Yeah. So do we.
They have offers drafted. So do we.
They're all
Ours is just by human AI.
Offers are not drafted. We draft offers, so that's AI.
human
So
AI.
It's just marketing.
so we'll just change our name to AI systems. That's all. Just
Fulton AI.
It's just a word.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's all marketing and positioning, right? Yeah.
This is I've been telling some people here to do this. I'm not sure if anybody's done it or not.
I have some people trying to do this.
And I don't know whether it works or not. Hopefully it does work. But this has caught my eye. It's just an article. It's just an article in I forget where it was. It just says here 5 Ajax listings under $500,000 to get you started on your home search. So it's just 5 properties priced for $500,000. There'd be a headline that I'd want to stick on a Facebook marketplace.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a call for details.
I would do that on Marketplace, on your own social media, create like a story or a grid post on your Instagram. It's a nice lead magnet.
So rather than advertising a particular property, hoping that somebody's going to get it, they say, I have a list of 5 properties listed for under $500,000 in Ajax. Give me a call and I'll give you details. Something like that. Somebody does something bad, right? You do something bad with RICO. In this case here, the guy gave the lockbox code to his buyers and didn't show up himself.
And I was going to add, I looked at all of April's recall notices. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people that also did that and got actual fines from recall in 1 month.
Right.
So this is a naughty trend out there.
Okay, fine. And this guy got fined $5,500 for giving a lockbox code to somebody that's not licensed. But what's worse though for this guy here, the agent that made the complaint and got the ruling from RICO published it on Instagram.
Oh my God.
With the guilty agent's name.
Like they didn't get punished enough.
I thought that was pretty distasteful.
It is, because your clients are looking at that. Why do your clients need to know this is happening behind the scenes? They don't care about this stuff. It's confusing.
And it says, great news. This case involved an agent who gave away lockbox access for appointment. Agent didn't bother to attend. On behalf of my clients, we registered this complaint. These types of decisions will protect all clients. And then he just put the name of the guy and the whole works there and just published it. I mean, RICO does this on the RICO site.
It's on it's on the RICO site. It's all available to the public. But I wouldn't put that on your social media.
I don't think it's very professional for him to publish that. No, I wouldn't either.
No. If you're a client looking at that, I wouldn't want to be involved in any drama or anything like that. You should be talking about uplifting things, positive things.
It's a negative marketing.
It is negative marketing. And there's a lot of it online right now, so be careful.
You shouldn't be bashing agents in general online.
Bash the agent and put the agent's name there as well.
Like, he got in trouble. They paid the fine. It's on the public.
Anybody want to know the agent's name?
Yeah, you should.
No. It just,
We'll pass it around.
if anything, it just makes you guys look worse by complaining about other agents, because then it makes us all look like there's bad agents out there.
That's
we
right.
want to be professional.
That's right.
Because the public already thinks we're terrible humans, so
know.
we don't want to encourage that.
No. The other thing that was a trend on the RICO notices, which isn't an issue for us, but people are forgetting to disclose multiple representation and use the form on both sides. We don't have an issue like that. We actually were quite good in our audit and we're filling in the right bubble now and stuff. But just watch out for that if you're even working with somebody else in our brokerage, or you're doing both sides with a multiple rep form. And people are actually getting fined and going to courses for forgetting it. I don't know how they were getting in trouble. It usually was one of the clients complaining that they felt misrepresented and then they didn't have the right multiple rep forms.
So Rand's here. So this article here says, want a fixed rate loan, lock in now, mortgage experts say.
Lock into a fixed?
I don't know.
They're going up?
This guy's opinion here is that mortgage experts are advising home buyers and homeowners facing renewals to lock in an interest rate now in the face of an unpredictable geopolitical landscape that has no end in sight. Bank of Canada rate left the overnight rate at 2.25 last week. That has not changed. The next announcement, anybody know? Unless something happens overseas, I can't see anything happen with it again. I can't. Can you guys see anything?
And also they have a new governor coming in U.S.
New governor in U.S. So that new governor in U.S. So Trump wants him to reduce the rates just because Trump wants him to reduce it. Nothing to do with the economics. Do you think this guy will cave in? Who knows?
Trump is winning. Yeah.
So they're saying here that 5-year variable rates are around 3.35 and fixed rates around 4.04. So that's 70 basis points. That's quite a bit difference. So it really depends on your client, right? It depends on your client's risk tolerance.
Or is they going to do 50-50?
So it's a new product out there. Okay, so they can go 50-50, go 50 fixed and 50 variable. So there's an answer. There's a wishy-washy answer. So that's interesting, right? Okay, so something else for your Instagram, or else you say, hey, fixed or variable, who knows? Give me a call and I'll give you another answer.
Why not both?
Why not both? Call me today.
How does that work? You do 50, half the loan is on fixed and half the loan's on variable? Same bank? Interesting.
Poor Brampton, I don't know, it always gets so much hate. This article came out saying that Brampton is a fast-growing city. West Toronto is at the heart of Canada's mortgage troubles as a growing number of homeowners miss loan payments. So apparently this is data from Equifax Canada. They're looking at delinquency rates. So delinquency rate is defined as at least 90 days of missed payments. So it's been rising all over the country. But apparently in Brampton, they're seeing a faster rise, more particular there, and that's because the prices just went crazy, right, in the peak of the market. But it's not just Brampton. They're also calling out Toronto, Markham, Oshawa, and Vancouver as some of the highest places in Canada that are driving these delinquency rates. And we know already that they're expecting about 1.2 million mortgages this year to be renewing. So these aren't power of sales yet. These are people that haven't paid in 90 days. But I did some stats as well on my own. And I mean, maybe my stats are not perfect too, but we have the same amount of active listings of power of sales as last year. So it's not delinquency, it's actual power of sales. But of the 900 that sold, only 80 of those were Brampton. So I don't know if they're just picking on Brampton to get some media comments. Of course, Reddit went crazy over this too, and people were screenshotting it as well. I mean, it looks to me like all of Ontario and GTA has this problem of not paying loans too, but they're really picking on Brampton as the city that's leading Canada's delinquency mortgages. Kind of harsh, I think.
I'm sure it's right across GTA.
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. Okay, I have more government stuff, so you can keep going if you have more.
I have government stuff too. So some agent came to me, and so the guy listed the property with the other agent because of MLS, right? So the obvious things, right? So somebody came to me last week, and I said to the agent, brand new agent, so what are the first time buyer incentives available to the public today? So I thought I'd just ask you guys, what's first time buyers government programs that are available to a first-time buyer today?
Land transfer tax rebate.
Land transfer tax rebate for both the city of Toronto and Ontario.
Just say.
First-time home buyers savings plan. Which do you guys remember that one? Anybody repeat to me? Anybody repeat that? Repeat that to me again. What is the first-time home buyers plan? What is it?
14,000.
8,000 per year, 40,000 max, right?
Home buyers plan is different from the savings plan. So there's two different programs.
Okay, let's stick to the first time the first time home buyers plan. We're finished that. It's $8,000 per year, right?
Yep.
Maximum 40,000, right? You get to write off the $8,000 on your income tax like an RSP. So it comes right off your income tax, and any interest that you invest in is tax free. That is the best thing I can imagine. There's not much any better than that, right? Even $8,000. So even if you got somebody like if somebody has money, they want to put it into that before they're going to put it into anything else, I would think. So that's a big one. Pardon me? No, or their income tax. It comes right off their income tax. It acts like an RSP.
Yeah, they can also use money from.
Okay, so now we'll go into the home buyers plan. So home buyers plan is when you use your RSP for a down payment. You can take money out of your RSP from first-time buyers, take money out of their RSP for a down payment. What's the maximum now? I bet you don't. I have a nickel for somebody that has the maximum today, except for you.
Yeah.
All right, then forget it.
You owe them a nickel.
$60,000 each. Husband and wife. So the fact is they have to save the $60,000 first, though. Right? So that used to be like $15,000.
Yes, I get.
Right? So they've increased that. What else? What else for first-time buyers? And the reason why I'm saying this is that I'd like to see somebody write something on Instagram or Facebook or something. Hey, phone me for all the first-time incentives. There's 5 things out there that are available to first-time buyers.
And that's a perfect use of AI is to ask it to summarize for you in a bullet point. What are all the Ontario and federal programs for first-time home buyers?
And I also suggest you don't do all 5 at once. You do one a week or something.
There's 5 weeks of content.
5 weeks. What else out there? Sorry. So you got your home buyers plan. You got the tax-free savings account, land transfer tax. You have $1,500 credit for first-time buyers towards legal fees and closing costs.
It's a good one.
Right? What else is out there? Anyways, there's 5, right?
Yep.
So ask ChatGPT.
And how does this work there? Like a lawyer has to claim the 1,500.
Yeah, the lawyer will claim the paperwork itself, right? It's a percentage, it's $1,500 maximum. It's 15% of the cost, maximum $1,500.
So you could say, I'll offer to pay your legal fees.
Actually, that's not
It's cheaper to offer to pay for legal fees.
No, but there's a rebate, so you work it out with the lawyer. And
Yeah.
No problem. We'll cover them.
Right.
That's cheaper
And of
than
course,
dropping
and then you have your high ratio mortgages as well. You can buy a house at 5% down.
RSP, you have to return it back. I mean, 20 years.
15 years, you have to pay it back. So if you do the calculation, is it cheaper to get a 3.35% mortgage for $60,000, or is it cheaper to pay it back over 15 years? I don't know. You think so? I don't know. Maybe.
No, who cares? 15 years is a big span because a lot of things change here and there and cannot put those calculations.
Really?
You don't have that much of
I don't know. Does anybody here? I use it when I bought a house years ago. 15 years goes fast.
You gotta be disciplined and big.
If you don't pay it back, then they charge you anyways.
Yeah. I have a couple of random notes. On Friday, we sent your normal expense statements, but this time we tested a new feature in Lone Wolf, which accidentally sent you your entire history. So if you've been with us for a long time, you probably got a huge attachment. So it's the same as you normally get. The balance is accurate. It's just you weren't supposed to see all that history. So we're playing with some stuff in Lone Wolf. So sorry about that. It's nothing wrong, but it just looked a little different. I've been finding a lot of cancel relists lately, which is really great. I don't know if that's a result of, Katelyn, your one-on-one calls you've been making to do.
Yeah, some of you guys might have got some really long emails from me last week. If you've had a listing on the market for over 60 days, I've been emailing you guys with suggestions on price reductions and even changing photos and stuff, which I think a lot of you guys are now. Maybe you're getting cancellations.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my only request is there's a box that says reason for cancellation. Just help me out by saying it's a cancel and a relist so that I know it's relisting. Because if it's just a cancellation, I'm not just going to cancel your listing unless you want me to. But I'm just paying attention, just because the client's begging you to. So if it's a cancel relist, just say that so that I'll do it quickly.
So we know there's another one popping up.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows here, this is what's going on right now. A lot of the guys that carry a lot of listings, like a lot of the big boys, let's say,
yeah,
they're on listing reduction campaigns.
Yeah. So my next point was I know of an agent who every Tuesday is a seller follow-up day. So whether that's a, hey, here's what's happening in your market, here's the stats, here's your competition, or if it's a, hey, your thing's been on the market for 30 days, let's talk about a price reduction. That happens on Tuesdays. So Tuesday is the seller client follow-up day, whether it's price reduction conversation or market update. It's your regular time blocked in your calendar to do your seller follow-up. So I think it's good to have it blocked in your day and you do it every Tuesday. And they know something's going to come from you that day. And that could be a price reduction conversation as well.
Yeah, if you guys have listings, I've been telling people a few different options. Either drop it a lot to what it's probably worth and relist at day zero, cancel relist. Don't just do price changes. The other option is do it a little bit of a price reduction, 10, 15K, whatever that is. Or we're saying cancel it and relist at the same price. So if your clients are not relisting at the same price, don't have a listing on the market for 107 days at the exact same price. Cancel it and get it day zero because maybe you're missing out a buyer pool. It's probably overpriced, but do something because it does look bad when you guys have listings. I'm even sending agents that have had listings since January and there's snow on the ground. The snow is gone now. So even sending your photographer back, get some exterior photos, relist it with some sunny photography, even little tweaks like that will help because then you're just showing the buyers that the house has been on the market since January and you're too lazy to do anything about it. So there's things like that I've been suggesting to you guys. And it's not to be harsh. It's really just to help you. I hope you guys all want to sell these listings. So it's me just giving you, and some of the agents are actually copying and pasting what I'm writing and sending it to their clients, which is fine because I'm not bashing the listing or anything, but I think 3 of the agents actually copy and pasted my email and sent it to the sellers and said, here's from my broker. And a lot of them are reducing the price. So if it helps you guys as well, I am doing it to help you guys and your sellers
if you need to
sell it. So it's giving all types of suggestions, not just price. I'm talking some agents are posting too many photos and there's too much clutter in we don't need to be posting the furnace room with a bunch of junk in it. We don't need to have a photo of inside of the garage where the clients stored all their crap to hide. So there's some photos you can just get rid of altogether. So I'm making a whole bunch. So if you have a listing that's sitting and I haven't gotten to you, just send it to me and I'll help you come up with a different price or strategy for it.
It's also summertime coming up, which is a really nice time to do client events. If that is on your pillar, Morale hosted an amazing event, which I love because it's kind of antisocial. So instead of doing the team, there's a lot of teams that will do the family day, come to a movie, a kid type movie. Morale did more adult focus Michael Jackson, but it's fun because they got to go watch the movie and she didn't have to do a whole lot of interaction or planning or hosting.
You did some photos and some,
Yeah.
did you have like a meetup when you saw them?
Yeah, I did, but everybody was eager.
Yeah.
Couldn't do a picture with everyone.
That's okay. You got like enough selfies with a bunch. And did you pay for the tickets? So you're just like, hey, I'm going to the movies this day. If you want to come kind of thing?
Put them in advance, but they all.
Oh, okay.
So what a cost-effective way. Everyone pays their own. They get together. Morale gets to connect with her favorite clients that have the same type of passion and interests as her. I think that's so much fun.
And you just you don't have to like socialize. You just go to a dark theater.
To go to watch a movie, take some selfies.
Yeah, I thought that was a great idea.
This is a nephew.
I've seen other people where they do like the Mario Party, which is more kid-oriented. Maybe their niche is more family-oriented. So you bring the whole family, you rent out the theater
And they're
for
paying
yourself,
for it.
and they pay for that. They host, they offer snacks and things like that too. I've seen people host Blue Jays games for their clients. It's a like costly venture as well, but that would be like they did their top 100 clients, invited them to a Blue Jays game. Summer parties, like it's just, if that is your pillar, it's not for everybody. It's not the Fulton sisters thing. That's not our audience or our pillar, but if it is your thing, it's a nice time to do that.
I was even thinking Mother's Day is coming up this weekend, so not a terrible idea. I even thought someone could go to like one of these offices, even the Ajax office, and say, come by and grab a flower or something like that. Like you guys can have everyone come meet you somewhere.
There's also community events. There's like wing, like what do they call it, Rib Fest?
Yeah, you got Varan sponsors Rib Fest,
You got Rib Fest. You got dog shows like Pawpaloozas or something there.
Petapalooza's this weekend.
Or
Mom's
something.
going to that.
And I'm just talking about, and you've got all these different things, and a lot of people will just buy a booth and just put up their sign and hand out balloons or something. I don't know.
Even if your kids play sports, I think it's important to sponsor them. I know a lot of people will ask us to sponsor their kids' sports. I think it's important for you guys to be sponsoring it. And only sponsor teams that you're going there for. Like, don't just sponsor a team that like you have nothing to do with. I think if you sponsor your kids' team, you're at all the practices, you're at all the games, you're interacting with the parents. That's a better name recognition than sponsoring a team that you have no participation with. So there's lots of those opportunities. There's so many things, but events, sponsorships.
Okay, and back to boring stuff. I have to mention a little bit of FINTRAC stuff. So the FINTRAC app, if you're using the app, there is an update for it. So you can do that right in your app store. You got an email telling you what to do, but you'll just be able to look in your app store if you need to do the update or not. There is a training on May 12th that FinTracker is hosting, but it's related to the March 2026 update. So I do encourage you to go to that. We will go to that and we'll send out an email about it as well. There was a bulletin that they sent out at the end of March relating to Canadian sanctions, which means I'll be obligated to create kind of like our own separate compliance policy on sanctions now. So even though I've just updated our policies, which I'm about to send, I have to add more to it. But this is just a reminder for sanctions in Canada. So just a reminder for you, sanctions in Canada right now. Let me give you the whole list of all the countries, if I can find it. So that would include Belarus, Central African Republic, China. There's different variations in China, North Korea, Congo, Guatemala, Haiti, Iran, Iraq, Lebanon, Libya. I'll go over some. Russia would be common, Sri Lanka. So there's different sanctions from these countries. There's a foreign ban for us. So a lot of that's covered by that, but the foreign ban doesn't cover all urban, like all areas, right? They can still buy in other areas. So the message is you have to know your client, where they came from, where their money comes from. This is why we have to ask our clients these questions and we have to get to know our client. The reality in our business is that most of you are friends with your clients or you know them on a personal level. They're not some random person online, but some of you are dealing with the online lead business, and that's where you're going to come into more risky clients is when you don't know them personally, right? So that's all these rules come into play when you're dealing with those types of people. But in general, I want to give you some tips too when you're dealing with sanctions and what to ask, if I can find it. So basically things to consider when you're dealing with clients, especially clients you don't know, is does the activity involve, benefit any listed individuals or entities? So these are your like publicly listed individuals. There's public websites that list these people that you cannot work with. So again, if you get an online lead and you're like, who is this person? You want to filter them through these searches to see if they're on that list. Even when you're dealing with third-party or people that don't seem to be connected with that original person. So is there any indirect associations between my client and listed individuals? So maybe your direct client isn't a listed individual, but they have some family ties to those people. Is there any connections of concern, history, engagement, legal? You wouldn't know any of this unless you asked them and Googled it and put them into these searches. And if you're unsure, just ask me as your compliance officer and I'll help you go through that. But I will be sending out a full separate compliance policy on sanctions in Canada, which just came out end of March. So it's forever changing the world of FINTRAC. I only had one funny story unless you were going to share this.
Yeah, I did too. No, I think go for it.
So Claire, unless you have anything, we'll close off with a story.
No, I got negative stuff, so I'm not doing any of it.
Okay, we have a funny story to end off with then. You tell it.
No, you tell it.
Storyteller. He's not even here to see the day, which is too bad. This is about Shiv back in the day. Claire could probably tell the story better. This is like related to like tech and being, you know, always advanced and the high tech available right now would be using AI tools, right? But back in the day, the high tech was a fax machine. This was like really high tech. And what Shiv used to do, we heard this story at dinner on the weekend, is that he would go take a listing. So he'd get the listing signed, take the listing. There was no cell phones. This is how long ago this was, right?
There's probably maybe pagers.
He'd go take the listing. He'd come to the house with a fax machine. He would drop the fax machine on the dining room table and plug it in and said, if an offer comes through, sign it and let me know. And walked out. And that was the connection that they had because there wasn't cell phones or emails. You weren't calling your clients all the time.
You would get
had to
faxed
go
an
to the door.
offer.
Maybe they would get faxed an offer. And then the gift was that he would leave that fax machine with the client. Right? Well,
I don't know if he just gave out fax machines or if he would pick it up and bring it to each new listing. I actually don't know.
Claire confirmed.
Do you know this story?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I used to do it all the time.
Would he leave? Would he just buy a new fax machine per listing?
Yeah, they are.
This would be like your lockbox.
They're like $150.
Because you didn't have computers. You had all you had was a fax machine. And no cell phone.
You should buy a cell phone, leave it there.
Buy a laptop, an iPad.
Pick it up and say
If someone calls, if you get a DigiSign,
answer the
I sign
question.
it.
Yeah, very interesting.
But
And we were laughing because we were talking about deal admin and how it used to function. And I remember my only job was to sit beside the fax machine and I would wait for the agents to fax the deal. And then I would put it in a folder for Heather. So like we didn't have emails or anything complicated. It was just sit and wait for the paper to.
So the moral of the story is we're going back old school. We've gotten rid of SkySlope. We're going to reinvest in fax machines. And you guys are going to fax your documents to deal admin.
And we're getting a group discount on fax
it's
machines.
It's going to be all your documents all together. Like don't fax it if they're not ready. So you fax everything all together in one batch and we're going to be there waiting. We're going to make the file with it, right? We're going to go old school.
Go back.
Screw this AI stuff. We're going back old to paper.
Efficient.
More paper, more dial-up.
Claire would love that.
We're going backwards.
See if things have changed. But first,
So much has changed.
first fax machine we had cost $5,000.
Wow.
Right? That was expensive.
We're laughing, like with that story with the fax machine, we're laughing because only like a few years ago, we did a home inspection with some clients and the inspector brought a chair because it was a vacant unit. So he brought like a fold-up chair and a printer and his laptop. And after the inspection, he literally was like typing up the report, printed it, and then left. And we're like, dude, like, we want to go home. like we're just sitting there in the living room waiting for the inspector to finish his report and give it to us.
4-hour home inspection on a brand new pre-construction condo that was less than 1,000 square feet. And these are the same clients that we thought were never going to buy again who want to buy a new condo. So wish us luck.
We are not using, they picked that inspector and we will not be doing that again.
Yeah, we'll not let
that was
that one.
But the things you see out there, it's wild.
Yep. Oh yeah, 4 hours. Yep.
4 hours. Got the report on the spot.
On the spot, hot off the press.
We did not choose the inspector.
It was a father-son team. I don't know how. Yeah.
They were yelling at each other. I remember doing offers and the listing agent would bring the printer for an offer night and then they'd print everything. But
I want to share one story a long time ago, right? There's a power of sale listing expired. And somehow I know the phone number and the fax number. So I faxed the bank. And I said, please, guy, will sell it? I will sell it for you. And I didn't see the guy. So he said, okay, send me the listing. So I sent me the listing paper. He signed it. I got the fax back, right? I listed, I sold it. I didn't even see anybody.
See? Modern. That was modern day electronic signatures, the fax. That's awesome.
can't get the resistance that we had from agents that didn't want to use DigiSign or Authentisign or electronic
Didn't want to use
signatures.
it.
I want to use the fax.
Didn't want
Gotta
to
be
do it.
face to face.
Okay, get in your car and drive. And
And then you miss a signature and you gotta go back. No way.
No.
Doesn't that DigiSign save so much time? Isn't
And
it?
it's not new. It
That
only
wasn't
came
that
out in
long
like
ago.
2017. It's not like I was doing paper signatures when I started.
Yeah, we were driving to the clients doing multiple. Yeah.
doing multiple offers in your car and
changes
sitting on the
so
street,
quick.
presenting in person.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot. COVID.
It's okay. We're keeping up with all the changes. That's why we're here. Realtor Quest keeps up with all that stuff, but definitely changed a lot. Does anyone have listings you want to talk about or advertise? I know there's 300 of them that we can get through if we listen to Katelyn's advice and resell them.
Yep.
Anything online? Nope. No. Okay. Summer market, spring market is here. Or yeah.
I think it is. I think.
let's hope.
Do you guys notice an uptick at all? Well, open house is a little bit slower there, but Nelson, you see a little bit uptick. I'm thinking. I see a little bit of uptick too. So hopefully the spring market would come in now, right?
Yeah.
I think we're all just getting used to all that stuff that's going on down south there. I think it's just like noise now. It's just getting used to it. So good.
Yeah. Even when I'm reading headlines, that's why I don't. It's kind of the same every week. So that's becoming more comfortable now. It's the new and what do we need to do to get moving going forward? Yeah. Okay. Well, have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye.